Hey everybody, this is Mike. Welcome back to my channel. On this channel, I like to share the four T's: tips, tricks, tools, and techniques that I use as an aging photographer. Now, as we get older, obviously things don't get much easier with regards to uh, moving gear and just basically looking for streamlined ways to help me out in my business, because it doesn't get any easier as you get older. And I just like to share some things that I've found work for me and hopefully help you too. So, without any further ado, I'm going to drop into it here. So, basically, what I'm inviting you to do in this particular video is to take another look at Lightroom Desktop, or their online suite, if you will, between Lightroom Desktop and Lightroom Mobile. Um, if in fact you are a photographer and you've been around for a little while, you know you've probably used or you are using Lightroom Classic, as they call it now, or have called it for several years now, but because it's simply the gold standard as far as I'm concerned. I've tried other things, but Lightroom seems to work for the best for me. And after using it so long, I know all the shortcuts and all that stuff, so it's easy for me to use. But one thing that I've always wished for since starting using it approximately 13 years ago was the ability to make edits or selections from anywhere, whether it be from my laptop or my iPhone or my iPad, just being able to work from anywhere basically. And you could do that, but the old way would be to, let's say I shoot a wedding, which is quite common, and shoot 3,000 images. And then you bring everything back to, let's say, your desktop computer, and you get the 3,000 images loaded. In order to work on those images from anywhere, you would have to upload to Lightroom Cloud, and it takes forever, or it took forever, to upload those 3,000 images to the cloud, which would then sync to everywhere. But at the same time, while you're doing that, you're using all of your online storage literally for no reason. It was clunky. The only other solution that I ever came up with was to create a new catalog with those raw images, those 3,000 images, and put them on a portable hard drive. But then I'd have to carry that with me wherever I went and plug it into my laptop, let's say, and then work on them on my laptop from there. But then again, when you do that, you don't have the syncing capability between your mobile devices as well as your desktop and laptop, let's say. So recently, within the past 3 months or so, I stumbled upon Brian Matiash, and he is the renowned expert as far as Lightroom desktop goes and Lightroom overall, I'd say. But lately, I've seen a lot more videos of him explaining the Lightroom desktop and Lightroom mobile end of things here, and he's knows them in and out. So I'm not even going to pretend that I know everything about this. All I'm doing is again inviting you to take another look at it and maybe show you briefly how it helps me accomplish that long time goal of being able to work from anywhere and have everything synced up. So I'm going to go back to my laptop here and minimize my big head to get it out of the way. So let's say that I've just photographed, as this is showing here, my son's baseball game. He's an all-star game here. But the thing that really has changed this recently is the fact that now you have this local tab up here in the top left. And what that enables you to do is to, let's say, take your memory card out, plug it into your laptop or your desktop, and you load them to that particular hard drive or a portable drive, hard drive attached to your computer. And then you can start to work with these files, with your raw images locally. So let's say I'm back to that 3,000 images for a wedding. I can start working within Lightroom Desktop here and make my selections, maybe, cull it down to 500 images. Once I do that and get it culled down to those 500 images, I can filter them here to only those 500 images, and then I can come over here and says where it says copy 13 photos to cloud, it would say copy 500 photos to the cloud. Now what that enables me to do is literally move those 500 images over and upload to the cloud, which there's another tab up here in the upper left-hand corner. And once you click that, now those 500 images will sync across all of your devices, and you can make your edits and further selections, or trash a few that you don't want to edit or whatever. You have full control over that from anywhere you are. So whether it's, you're at a coffee shop with your iPhone or your iPad or whatever, you can go back through and literally make edits or make selections, and it's seamless. It's absolutely seamless. It's not like it used to be. It used to be very clunky and very slow. You can do things seamlessly now. And it just opens up so many more doors as far as efficiency and freedom, for lack of a better term, to edit and sort your photos from anywhere. So again, I'm not an expert at this, but just to kind of show you briefly here, I'm on the local drive now, right on my hard drive on my laptop, and it's showing that I have selected all 13 photos from my son's baseball game here. So now all I need to do is come up here to the upper right and click copy 13 photos to cloud. And then it gives me this little prompt saying that these photos are edits, and all their edits will be copied to the cloud. You can find them in the cloud tab under recently added. Click OK. And then if I go back over and make the selection in the upper left-hand corner here that says cloud, I should see recently added just now. And lo and behold, there are my 13 photos that I just transferred over or uploaded to the cloud, if you will. And literally now, every edit I make, and again, I know I haven't mentioned this yet, but all of the tools that you have in Lightroom Classic are carried over to Lightroom Desktop, as they call it, or Lightroom Mobile. All of the tools are there, save for maybe one or two that I haven't found. But basically, almost 100% of all the tools are there for you to utilize, just as you would in Lightroom Classic. The only difference being some of the shortcuts may be different, which takes a little getting used to, but everything is there. Anything you want, you can make these edits basically in the cloud. And again, the great thing is they will sync. So I can literally make a lighting adjustment here and just, exaggerate. And it's just so cool. Everything synchronizes. So now I can grab my phone and I'm going to see that adjustment. It just makes everything so much more efficient. And the ease of use. And another big thing for me is I may end up actually canceling my subscription with my CRM. The CRM I use has, as most of them do, they have a gallery option where you can upload the finished images for a client, and they can visit that online gallery and download the images from there. This can do that right here from Lightroom. You just create a link to a gallery and then send that link to your client, and then they can download the finished images. It's so simple. So let's say I have all of these. I'm going to do Command A here, select all 13 photos, and I'm going to come up here to the share button at the top right. And I always go to custom. Well, actually, I don't need to go to custom settings for this. So what I'm going to do is go back here, hit the share button again, and come down to get a link. So once that's created, now I can come to my settings and set this particular toggle to allow JPEG downloads and export. And then literally I copy the link that I'm going to send out to the client. So if I open up my browser here, open up Safari, and I copy and paste that particular link, now you'll see an online gallery of those 13 photos from which a client can download any one of those. You'll see the download button up here at the top right. So basically what I'm saying is, or obviously when you're looking at the full gallery here, you can download all 13. But what I'm saying here is that this makes everything so much more streamlined. It's a time-saving thing. It's efficiency. It's a lot of the same options that you might have from that CRM can be handled right here from Lightroom Desktop. So much to the fact that I am literally in the process right now of probably unsubscribing from the CRM I use currently, which is going to save me a lot of money over the year, or every year for that matter. There are just certain workarounds that existing free applications, I'm always looking to be a little more efficient and probably, a little more, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Just spend my money a little bit more wisely, a little more frugal, if you will. So again, I'm not the expert at this. If you guys want to dive really, really deep into Lightroom Desktop and Lightroom Mobile and how they all work together, visit Brian Matiash, his website, or excuse me, his YouTube channel. He goes through basically ins and outs of all different parts of this. He's an expert at it. I would never be able to explain it to you. All I'm saying is revisit Lightroom Desktop. And I think you'll find that everything is there. It's easy to use. All the tools are there, and it could literally help your efficiency. So, again, I'm Mike, and I'm an aging photographer approaching 60, and I'm just trying to share things that help me get my projects accomplished more efficiently and maybe a little easier physically. So, have a great day. Subscribe, like it if you want to, and tune in for the next one as I plan on doing a lot of different videos related to making life easier as an aging photographer. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.